Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we slice through the corporate jargon to find the real story behind the numbers. And today we're looking at Harmonic Incorporated. The company seems to be making a rather interesting move in its video business. So let's dive in and see what this filing is all about, and more importantly, what it means for the company and its investors. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you find value in these deep dives into corporate filings, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an update. And hey, if you want to connect with like-minded individuals and discuss these findings further, our Discord community link is in the description below. So a quick heads up, this filing is about Harmonic Incorporated entering into a put option agreement, which essentially gives them a choice to sell their video business for a significant amount of money, but there are certainly some conditions and complexities involved. So let's break it down piece by piece. This is a current report filed by Harmonic Incorporated, and it tells us about a significant event for the company on December 8th, 2025. Harmonic Incorporated, or the company as it is called here, entered into what is called a put option agreement with Leone Media Incorporated, which does business as MediaKind, and they are referred to as the buyer. Now let's translate that fancy legal talk into something easier to understand. A put option is basically a contract that gives the holder the right, but not the obligation to sell an asset at a specific price before a certain date. In this case, Harmonic Incorporated has the choice to require the buyer Leone Media Incorporated to purchase the company's video business for a sum of $145 million in cash. This is a big deal for Harmonic Incorporated, and it signals a potential major shift in the company's structure. But before Harmonic can just force the sale, there are some important steps to complete. First, they need to go through a required consultation process with the relevant Employee Works Council in France. This is a legal step to inform and consult with employee representatives about the sale of company assets. The purchase price of $145 million isn't necessarily set in stone. Either it can be adjusted based on things like the amount of net working capital of the business, the cash and debt of the entities being sold, and some specific selling expenses at the time the sale is finalized. Now, here is an interesting part of the deal. Harmonic Incorporated also granted the buyer an exclusivity undertaking. This means that from the signing date of this agreement up until March 23rd, 2026, or until they sign a definitive asset purchase agreement, Harmonic cannot look for or entertain offers from any other potential buyers for this video business. They basically have to put their other options on hold while this deal is being worked on following the completion of the French employee consultation. And if Harmonic decides to exercise this put option, the buyer Leone Media Incorporated is obligated to sign the asset purchase agreement and complete the acquisition. The put option itself stays open for Harmonic to accept until 5 business days after the consultations are done, or by March 23rd, 2026. Whichever comes first. Of course, no deal of this size is without its conditions. Both Harmonic and the buyer's obligation to go through with the sale depends on certain things being met. This includes getting the usual regulatory approvals that are needed for such a transaction. The asset purchase agreement also has clauses about who is responsible for what and when the deal needs to be closed if the conditions aren't met by June 8th, 2026. Either party can walk away. The company expects this whole acquisition to be wrapped up sometime in the first half of 2026. Now let's talk about the forward-looking statements part of this filing. This is a standard part of SEC filings where the company warns that certain statements they make about the future might not turn out to be true. They mention that things like getting regulatory approvals or realizing expected benefits from the deal could be tricky. Investments should always consider these potential risks and uncertainties. Harmonic also issued a press release on December 8th, 2025, announcing this binding offer for the acquisition. This is how they're making this information public. So what does this all mean for Harmonic Incorporated? Well, selling their video business for $145 million could provide a significant cash infusion. This cash could be used to pay down debt, invest in other areas of the business, or return to shareholders. However, the need for employee consultations and regulatory approvals means this sale is not a done deal yet. The exclusivity period also temporarily limits Harmonic's strategic options, which is a bit of a double-edged sword. Looking at the bigger picture, Harmonic Incorporated has been a player in the media technology space for a while. They provide hardware and software for video content creation and distribution, selling off a whole business unit. Like video suggests a strategic pivot, it could mean they want to focus on core areas where they see more growth, or perhaps they are divesting from a business that has become less profitable or strategically important compared to other parts of their operations. The decision to sell the video business might also be a response to market trends or competitive pressures in that specific segment. Without more financial data directly from this specific filing, we cannot see the exact profitability of the video business, but entering into a put option agreement of this magnitude signifies a definitive intention to explore such a divestiture. In conclusion, HARMONIC Incorporated is making a significant strategic move by potentially selling its video business. The $145 million price tag is substantial, but the deal is contingent on several factors including regulatory approvals and employee consultations. Investors will want to keep a close eye on the progress of these steps and how HARMONIC plans to utilize the proceeds from such a sale, if it goes through the company, is essentially betting on a future where its video business is not a core component. So what is my take on this filing? HARMONIC Incorporated is clearly at a crossroads here. The sale of the video business looks like a move to streamline operations and potentially unlock value for shareholders. However, the complexities of the deal, especially the regulatory and employee consultation hurdles, mean there is a path ahead that is not without its challenges. The company's ability to navigate these will be key to its future success. Alright, that is our breakdown of HARMONIC Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on this potential sale and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable hitting. That like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate decisions. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.